So we are here today with Cliff Floyd, a very famous baseball player, has done terrific on the field. Off the field, he's done very, very well financially in his personal life, is a great father, great husband. And Cliff, you were part of the movie Broke, the 30 for 30 documentary about athletes and how money affects their lives and affects them just not just off the field and off the court, but in every aspect of their lives. And you've done absolutely perfect. You have no financial problems whatsoever. But I wanted to take a moment and have you expand on what you think my industry needs to do a better job at. I'm a financial guy, and you run across people like me all the time. Tell me, what do you think is not happening from the financial services side that would help athletes better?
Well, I think the first thing is making sure that these guys understand exactly what they have and exactly what's going on every day. I think the one thing that athletes do on a daily is they pick up the sports page of the newspaper and read that first, when you should be picking up the money part to learn about the different avenues of revenue out there for you and your money. I think the streamline of money is in the future as opposed to what you make it when you plan.
Yeah.
You have to understand that when the game is over, you still have to continue to make money, and what we call as athletes now is residual income. Making sure that you have residual coming in daily when you retire, because you never understand fully the dynamic of money until the last day of playing, because those checks are not coming in anymore. So I think that's one thing that you want your financial advisor to do, is allow you to understand that you will not play this game for the rest of your life, and you have to prepare for the future.
What does Major League Baseball do? And be critical, because we hear a lot about the NFL. We do a lot of stuff, and I've actually been involved a little bit with the NBA. What does Major League Baseball do? Because I never hear anything about any training programs, any educational programs.
Well, I think they start off doing it in a rookie program, but they basically talk about very minimum, things that happen, that's going to happen in the latter part of your career. Latter part meaning your free agency, when you're making a lot of money. I think Major League Baseball then needs to at least, dive in and get themselves acclimated with a lot of these financial advisors who are taking on their clients also. Because from a Major League Baseball perspective, we are the clients of Major League Baseball, and when you look at guys not having the education to know how to manage their money or understand, one guy from the other, I think Major League Baseball, has the definite resources to help these guys, and it's a little time. I think it takes very minimum time to make sure that these guys are protected and not going down the wrong road of a guy who's just, selling them a dream of something that's definitely not true.
I saw in the movie Broke that you and I actually were both a part of, and you did a great job. And again, you have no financial problems at all. There were guys in that movie that don't have any financial problems, and there's some that do have some severe, financial problems. When you look at what athletes typically do with their money, it's not that different than what individuals do. They don't have a good, clear understanding of the risks that are involved with something, but the familiarity of that investment tends to bring people, tend to have people invest in it, like a nightclub or a bowling alley. Do you see private investments seem to make up a big part of their portfolios?
Yeah, I really do. I think that's the biggest problem for guys, is when you sit down and every single day you get somebody that's going to send you something pertaining to an investment or something pertaining to something that's going to change the world and make you a ton of money. That's the biggest word today. And I think the one thing that gets misconstrued is the fact that they always selling something that's like the bait. They dangle this bait in front of you that they just going to guarantee you 20 to 30% on your money. And at the end of the day, it's not true. But that bait is in front of you because you always thinking about a way to make residual income. How you going to bring this money in continuously and make sure that your family is good. So they know that if I can give you nothing without collateral, just selling you on the fact that I have a restaurant or I have a car wash or I have this idea that's a triple net deal that's going to guarantee you this type of money immediately, what's my guarantee? It's no guarantees if you understand the financial world and how this thing works. And it's some great deals out there, but I think unless you do your homework and make sure that everything is covered, all your bases are covered, then you basically putting yourself in a predicament where you can lose and lose exactly what you're trying to not do, as your future pertains to.
Precisely. I mean, it's amazing to me because guys like you played baseball in high school, obviously, and then you went directly into the pros. And a lot of people think that they've missed out on this great education. Even the people who went and got their master's degrees in business school tend to not completely understand the world of investing. And so there seems to be a wall, Cliff, that I see a lot of athletes, a lot of individuals, but a lot of athletes as well, completely build against getting information because they think that there's no way they're going to completely understand this, so they just, quote, trust somebody to take care of them. And I think that every league, Major League Baseball, the NFL, and the NBA need to really do a better job of making that message clearer so you can comprehend and understand exactly what's going on with your money.
That's a valid point. I mean, it really is, because I think that all major sports need to understand that we have no idea who we trust. You have to trust somebody, because you can't manage this money coming from high school. I mean, the money is inflation. We talk about that all the time, you and I, about inflation in the world and how money is growing. When I first got to the league, the minimum was $109,000. Now the minimum is $450,000. So you get a rookie into the game making $450,000. They have to start managing their money, because before time, before you can think about, and time flies, you're making $10 million in 4 years.
That's right.
And that's when you have to understand that this guy that you have running running your money, that you have to also do the checks on him and make sure that you know where every dollar, or at least make him think where every dollar. And it's a game. Yeah. And you have to keep the game fun for yourself and know that at the end of the day, this is your life. You have nothing to fall back on, especially like me, a guy coming out of high school. I have to make this money work. I didn't go to college. All I know is street smarts.
Yeah.
That's what I know. I'm basing my life on what I've learned from a high school education and what I've learned on the streets. So if I don't trust the guy or do my work to make sure I understand exactly what's going on, I'm susceptible to be in a position where I don't have any money at the end of the day to take care of my family.
Yep, that's exactly right. And one of the things that you and I chat about is the importance of guys like me making the message very easy to understand, because it's not your fault if you don't understand something. I mean, I don't understand the things that go on in the baseball world and other parts of the world, and no one should laugh at me because I don't understand it. And there tends to be a mentality in this world that, oh, that athlete, lost this much money. Well, we should turn the tables. We should reflect back on ourselves as financial advisors on why that's happening. It's not your fault. It's not anyone else's fault who's a professional athlete. It's the industry, my industry, that doesn't do a good enough job of educating people. So I'm real happy we took this time. Cliff, hopefully we'll get back together. Maybe every couple of weeks we'll have another chance to have a conversation about this subject, because you're right on the forefront of it. You were involved with that movie, Broke, and I know it's a real passion of yours to educate other athletes and other people on how to never go broke. So thanks for taking time for us today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.